All right, we are live. I think we're live. I think we're live. We're live. Yep, are we? Let me check the sound. Check, check. All right, we are live. I think we're live. Yep. I think we're live. Looks good to me. All right, so we're on a brand new setup. So I'm going to wait for you guys to file in here. We're in a brand new fucking setup. My old computer is done. It's fucking done. There's no use trying to make it work with it. There's no use trying to restore it. It was just way too old. So now we got a gaming laptop here that has better specs than my desktop did, running everything. So yeah, we're here. We're in a brand new setup. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to file in. What's up, May? How you doing? We're gonna wait right here for you guys to file in. We're gonna talk about GoonerGate. If you guys are aware what GoonerGate is, it's something that happened over the weekend. Of course, a fucking anti-woke civil war happens when I'm not at home. I was out of town over the weekend. I wrestled in Houston. I had a show Saturday and Sunday this week. So this anti-woke civil war happened over the fucking weekend. In regards to, I guess there's like an update on the first descendant, and there was a tweet that came out about this tweet right here caused all the shenanigans. What's up, Mike Wells? How are you doing? Caused all the shenanigans. What's up, Daniel Barry? I'm gonna let you guys file in, but who's aware of this stuff that happened? Of course, fucking Captain America Civil War would happen when I wasn't fucking home. Gillis Grant, how are you doing? Good to see you here. What's up, Rushia? Yeah, but you know what the grown-up thing about life is, Rushia? Is that you can like and not like whoever you want. You can be friends with or not be friends with whoever you want. And I don't have to like the same people that you do. And you don't have to like the same people I do. What's up, Brian? I've never stopped wrestling. I don't know where people get this notion that I'm back wrestling. I've never stopped wrestling. I usually wrestle. That's why I don't stream on Saturdays. I usually have wrestling shows on Saturdays. Of course, my fucking hair tie just fucking broke when I'm over here trying to tie my hair. What's up, Edge Runner? Make sure you guys like up the stream as you come in here. We're gonna get started with this story here shortly. Because this is I have an opinion about this. Right? And this thing has been divisive. There's like people literally going after each other because of their opinions about this. And it's all in regards to, I guess somebody posted this video where they have Haley, who's a character in the game, doing this twerk. Right? It's like this twerk thing right here. And Pirate Nation said, is this what gamers want? And this caused like a huge fucking debate, right? Like a huge thing about, do we want naked girls and stuff like this? Saying I love bragging about being a retired professional wrestler. Well, if he knew anything, I'm not retired. I literally have been wrestling nonstop for 20 years, 23 years or so. It's not retired. I really wish people here would do a little bit more research. I post clips and tweet out stuff and flyers on my socials all the time. I know his audience is full of a lot of autistics and spurgs, but nobody's retired. I literally have one of my championship belts back over here. Like, on that chair right there. So, yeah. Here's my question, gamers. Everybody that's in the chat. Is that what you guys want in your video games? Nice asses, jiggle physics, nudity. Because there's this whole debate about whether, I guess, woke developers do this stuff with uglifying characters. And I gotta say, I think it's a thing. I think they put masculine jawlines on females. I think that they uglify certain characters in games, and they do it on purpose so that they don't offend. Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm a prize pig, but they do it on purpose so they don't offend ugly lesbians, basically, right? What's up, Emperor Caesar? So, yeah. Now, we're going to look at these comments here in a minute. I'm surprised I didn't hit like on this tweet. Let me hit like. 38K likes. Jesus Christ. 2.5K retweets. So this went like mega viral. 2.4 million. And this basically caused a commentator civil war. Like a anti-woke commentator civil war, right? Like Smash JT's fighting with Dread Roberts, and like Melanie Max fighting with other people. Hypnotic chimed in. Atreus chimed in. I think he's actually streaming right now. If you guys want to check out new BACKSEAT, I think they're streaming right now as we speak. And it got pretty divisive. And I was I was out of town, so I didn't get to give my take on it. So you can see right here, here's some of the replies. So we got Melanie Mac, we got Tebow, we got Smash. Who's this? Yorch Torch, John F. Trent. So we got like a lot of the, I guess I would say the grifters, as the wokies would try to say. What's up, Jose? We got a lot of people chiming in on here, but I did not give my take on this, which is why I waited for the stream. Gideon says how they made women in Mortal Kombat less attractive. Yeah, remember like Mortal Kombat 3? The women in the game were basically like in fucking lingerie. Like it just covered their nipples and their genitals. To me, this is, speaking of Mortal Kombat, this is literally not even worse than what we've seen in fighting games. Like what we see with Street Fighter, with Cammy, what we've seen in Mortal Kombat games in the past. I mean, fuck, even what we've seen in GTA. Like, this is not even worse. This is not even any worse than that. Yeah, it's an emote where she's dancing. They obviously moved the camera close to the fucking, to character. But, you know, how many times have any of you guys played a game where you're gooning out to it? Let's be completely honest, right? This is First Descendant JG, not Last Descendant. So, Melanie Mac wrote, not me. I like attractive characters, but I don't want to play something with naked butts, boobs, or bulges up in my face. I'd feel like a total loser playing something like that. Which, that's a fair criticism, right? And you have to remember, Melanie is a woman, so they're not going to look at something like this in the same light, right? She's not the main demographic that this game is obviously catered to, which is probably men, you know, at least ages 18, right? I think more older guys like this shit. But she's obviously not the demographic that this is catered to. So, while her point is fair, and there's nothing wrong with saying you don't want naked butts, boobs, or bulges, there's nothing naked here. This is not naked. As a matter of fact, I would dare say this is more covered up than what we see people that are on red carpets. I think there was what red carpet? I saw a red carpet event recently where literally like the celebrities are wearing like see-through tops where you can see their nipples and stuff like that, right? This is more covered up. Look, it's like a top that they're fully covered, long arms, they're wearing gloves, they got a hat. All you're really seeing is just them, and I've seen girls in real life wearing less underwear than this. So, while her point is fair, this is not a naked nude butt. Is it a butt? Sure, it's an ass. But I don't think it's that bad. Now, I can see where she said she'd feel like a total loser playing that because gamers, you know, they're looked at as incels. They're looked at as losers that are gooning out to video games. They always say, oh, you guys just want something that you guys could just jerk off to, right? And JG just made a point. This outfit is just as commonplace in comics. You look at characters like Psylocke and X-Men. This is on board with, like, if not, this is actually more covered up than what we've seen Psylocke wear in previous X-Men adaptations, right? Am I wrong in that? Psylocke, Mystique, I think I've seen, even Scarlet Witch has had more skimpy outfits than this, right? Lady Death, Booberella, or Barbarella. What is it? What was the one? The fucking vampire bitch. Yeah, there's Starfire. Rogue even has, like, even though she's still full covered, you know, you still see all the stuff like that. So, yeah, Bryant says, she says that, but she's always talking about how Lara Croft needs to be put back to how she was in the original Tomb Raider games. She has straight up said, Lara Croft needs her huge boobs back. Emperor says, call me old, but back in my day, gooning meant to troll somebody or to prank somebody. I've never heard gooning in that regard. That's interesting. Big Dick Rock says she's a chick. Her opinion on this doesn't matter. And that's what I'm saying. While it's fair, she's not the main demographic, right? So that's one opinion. Now we got Tebow saying there's other options that exist somewhere between this and transsexuals with Fidelio. Oh, shout outs to Tebow. Smash shared his video, which we're going to take a look at his video. I think he's streaming right now as we're talking. KS Deplorable hit it on the head saying, probably mixed bag. I could safely say that every gamer's wife would say no. So, of course, if you have a wife, they're going to be a little bit jealous, right? Zan says gamers want them to quit calling everyone Nazis. Exactly. And it's funny how the woke's using this Indiana Jones game to label rage bait grifters as Nazis now. Shout out to Miller Lite, by the way. We're drinking tonight. Mike Wells says, birds. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? So, yeah, this caused a whole fucking commotion, but the main thing I want to show you guys is, well, we'll take a look at Smash's article real quick. So, shout outs to Smash JT, who's actually streaming right now as we speak. So, it's being called GoonerGate. And I've heard this called GoonerGate a few places, but there was also a GoonerGate like a few months ago when Stellar Blade was coming out over the whole censorship and things of that nature with the game. So he says a new challenger appears, religion. GoonerGate explains. So in short, what we're talking about right now is there's two factions in this Civil War. I still haven't even given my point, by the way. There's two factions in the Civil War. There's the conservative, religious people that don't want smut, don't want curves, don't want any of that. That is not the real red bar right here, by the way. If that was the real red bar, I would mark the fuck out because I am a fan of red bar. Yeah, that is not the real red bar. I would mark out if that was the real red bar, but it's not. So, continuing on. So there's this religious conservative side, which I can see their viewpoints. And then and that has like John F. Trent, who writes for like Park Place and Fandom Pulse, Dread Roberts, Melanie Mack, and a couple others that I can't think of off the top of my head. And then you have Smash, Hypnotic, and a couple others that are not opposed to it. So I'll give my take here. I was holding off on making a video because I was out of town. This happened literally when I was in Houston over this weekend. By the way, shout outs to all the channel members that are in here and shout outs to everybody that's here. If this is your first time coming here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you want. But yeah, so there's a Civil War going on apparently. And Smash actually wrote a pretty good article about it. He responded to to this tweet. The original tweet right here saying, is this what gamers want? And basically it was between, where's it at? You see people are debating about it. Smash says, enjoy your night, Rushia. I appreciate it. What's up, D? Prelude to censorship and control. So yeah, we'll get to that here. So you can see people are saying, God, that's kind of small. Let me just keep it big. When you're becoming exactly what you're fighting against, you are no better than those you are trying to stop. And this is where John F. Trent gives Smash a little bit of a pushback, saying woke ideology and Christian morals are not the same thing. And he's not fucking wrong on that, right? But Kilted Cajun, shout outs to them, says, wrong, both want to push their own ideologies on people who may not necessarily be interested in them. And I could see that as well. A lot of people don't want to be preached about religion. In my opinion, I don't think woke ideologies or religion belong in my video games. Now, religion to an extent, like if it's Castlevania or something like that, and we have references to like a cross, or, you know, Skyrim might have something in it, or like a horror game that might have like references to like Jesus and the cross and all that. We'll continue on with this thought. Let's hang that thought here, because I have a pretty good viewpoint on this that I want to give before we, you know, but I want to read all this first, all right? So John says, weird you wrote wrong, and then agreed they are different by noting their own ideologies, albeit Christianity is not an ideology. And Kilted says, an ideology is a system of ideas and ideals, which is what all religions are. You think because one is the word of God that makes it different, makes it special. So Smash says, while I morally typically tend to lean into the moral values of religion far more than that of wokeism, I'm by no means a stretch a very religious person. There is value in it. The problem, going too far with any ideology historically always seems to end up in the exact same place. Enter GoonerGate. So the whole debate is that is smashing here? Anything he said hi Smash. Did Smash say hi? I didn't see him pop in. So here's the problem, man, is, and I know this might piss off some people that are in the anti-woke rage bait thing and all this. I feel that if you're trying to impose your religious beliefs on everybody else in the gaming industry in order to control what we're consuming, I personally feel that that is just as bad as putting woke ideology into your video games. Sure, there's merit. It's not the same, right? Let's say woke indoctrination, promoting transgender stuff to children. Obviously, that's not the fucking same as teaching kids about the Bible, right? Obviously, that's not the same. I think the woke stuff is super fucking extreme. Absolutely fucking extreme. But for these people, and they have the right to their opinion, they absolutely fucking have the right to their opinion about whether they want this in their video games or not. All right? I'm not saying they're wrong for saying that. They absolutely have the right to put that. My take is I disagree with it. Again, this is not anything worse than GTA, not anything worse than Mortal Kombat, not anything worse than some RPG games that we've seen, right? I believe, which game was it? It was an RPG game. There was like blue characters. Was it, Mass Effect, right? They had like sexy like blue female characters. It was Mass Effect, right? like this is nothing worse than what we've seen in games already, right? I'm not wrong. What's up, Leo? So, continuing on, he says, it all began when Pirate Nation shared a gif of Haley, which we all saw, the protagonist for the game, the first descendant, showing off her scantily clad figure. So, people on here were just, giving their takes, right? So, Smash says it quickly spiraled, and John F. Trent, Melanie Mack, and Dread Roberts, among many other seemingly strong religious folks, responded, launching into quite the tirade against the community at large. Now, I don't know if I would say it was against the community, but there was definitely some shaming. Dread Roberts and Smash got into a war of worlds, which I should pull that shit up. Let me see if I have it. Let's go to Smash's shit. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm all over the place. I didn't have this shit fucking organized as good. Here it is. So here's when it starts. So this is Dread Roberts' reply to the whole situation with Pirate Nation's tweet with the twerking character. He said any person with the modicum, I've never heard of that, of decency would say no. This is not where the future of gaming should be headed. The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous, and I'm beginning to think that these people who say they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. So many claim to care about morals and the future generations and not giving even an inch of progress to devs who push woke ideology or whatever else, but then they'll turn around and tell young men and women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. Most of what I've seen for months now from these accounts are butt cheeks and cleavage. Seriously, how is this making gaming better? All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. So they're saying, that's not Haley. They got it wrong. Oh, was it Bunny? Is it Bunny? So what Dread Roberts is saying is it's pushing us on a parallel track down the same direction. I disagree with that. I could see where he's trying to be moral about it and say, that it's degenerate and stuff like that, but this isn't a game for children. This is not a game for kids. There's video game ratings for a reason. You're not going to take your kid to go see. Well, when I was a kid, my parents didn't give a fuck. I was allowed to go watch whatever the fuck I wanted. But let's say, parents in the chat, are you going to take your kid to go see Moana? Or are you going to take him to go see Terrifier? Right? There should be a variety. There should be a freedom of choice. And you know what? Dare I even say it could include woke shit too. The problem, and I'll go into this, but real quick. The problem with it is when you think about woke ideology, a lot of it is exclusionary. It's way fucking exclusionary. And for the most part, I don't think, unless you're super holy roller, I don't think religious people are as extreme. They can be, but for the most part, I think they're a lot more lenient than what we see as far as woke people go, with calling people racist and bigots and homophobes, and like they're a lot more extreme in my opinion. There's more of a woke cancel culture mob than there is a religious Christian cancel mob, is my point. So the way that these guys came across, and they have all the opinion in the world to be able to say this, right? But I'm gonna be honest, they came off pretty fucking strong against people enjoying this in their games. I don't think this is in any form or fashion the same thing as a video game having woke ideology in it. I don't think it's the same. But we'll continue. We'll continue. So going on, he says, people may argue we just want to push back on the ugly women agenda, just trying to make a point to the lefty weirdos. Okay, so where do we draw the line then? Because there doesn't appear to be one. This is why I say that we need real adults with real ambitions, aspirations, and a mature outlook on the future to lead the charge in this industry. People who have their priorities straight and their arousal in check. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not getting horny when I look at this. When I look at this, I'm not getting horny when I look at this. I mean, it's hot, it's sexy, but I'm not gonna fucking go and jerk off to this. Maybe if I was a kid again, like when I was fucking 12 and I would watch Roger Rabbit and see Jessica Rabbit on screen, right? But I'm a grown man now. I'm a grown fucking man now. This doesn't make me a degenerate because I like this. What, should this be a fat woman that has masculine features? Obviously, it fits the game, right? It fits the game. You're not going to make characters sexy just to do it, right? It has to fit the theme. It has to fit the characters. It has to fit, all of that. It goes hand in hand, right? Just like, that's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem with fucking woke games making characters ugly. Because it doesn't fit it. They're purposely just doing it. So if it doesn't fit whether the character's hot or ugly, it doesn't fucking fit. And then I would have a problem. Like if they made Princess Peach twerk and look like this, then I would feel the same sentiment that they went a little bit too far and they're promoting sexuality to kids, right? But this isn't promoting anything to children. It's for adults. And I would tend to think that adults would align more like this than having top surgery scars in Veilguard or being lectured about misgendering people. Now, they have every right to make woke video games if they want. Just like I have every right to bitch about them. I've never said, stop making these woke games. Stop making that. Stop that. I just give my opinion on it. Just like these people that are mad about this are allowed to give their opinion on it as well. Right? They're allowed to give their opinion on it as well. So Dread Robert says, believe me when I tell you it's not easy to say this knowing how others feel about this stuff, but I have to be honest about what I see. And that's fine. And all that was fine, right? Until, and I've never really talked to Dread Roberts ever. I don't know them. I've known Smash for a greater part of at least 5-6 years, and we haven't always been good. Me and Smash have not always been good. In fact, there was a good 2-3 year period. About half the time I've known Smash, we haven't gotten along, right? It's only actually been recently. So he called this out. He quote tweeted Dread Roberts saying, when you're becoming exactly what you're fighting against, you are no better than those you're trying to stop. And God, man, I wish it was easier to look at every fucking thing. Let me pull this out there. Okay, yeah, so I guess Smash's article has it. What's up, Ben? So you can see, this is the problem right here, is Dread took it personal. Dread Roberts took it personal, so I was okay with the opinion. You couldn't just disagree. Like, you couldn't agree to just disagree, right? Let me see if I can find it. I'd rather look at the actual thread than a screenshot. Here we go. So, Smash clapped back saying when you're becoming exactly what you're fighting against, you are no better than what those you're trying to stop. And Dread Roberts took it personal. This is where I had the little issue of it, right? Because agreeing to disagree, having a difference of opinion, all that, That's good. And I'll say this. I think Melanie Mack at least took a high road, right? She's sticking by her guns. She's sticking by her beliefs, her opinion. As far as I've seen, she didn't attack anybody personal. But Dred Roberts says Smash, who's apparently a married man with children of his own, seems to think that another married man with children of his own, setting boundaries and having morals values, is becoming exactly what you're fighting against. Hilarious. I've been fighting against DEI relentlessly and was one of the very first people to defend him when Mercante was going after his wife. Oh well, lesson learned, I guess. Incredible how my call for not taking things too extreme just to own the other side has shaken people to the core so hard that their brains have snapped in two. It's hard to believe, really. Right? I don't know about bringing the families into it. I don't know about that. That seemed a little snotty in my opinion. I don't know. I feel that was taking things a little bit too harsh. Right? There was some other shit here. Where's all these fucking quote tweets at? I hate that fucking Twitter sometimes is a mess. So Smash replied saying, "Weird take, but whatevs. In my honest opinion, gaming is not about morals and setting boundaries. It's about escapism and enjoyment. If a game comes out that isn't for you, don't support it. That's your right as a customer. What you're doing here with this stance is purposefully antagonizing people fighting against censorship for reaction. I will always call for less regulation in an artistic space, not more. Telling developers how they should be able to make a game and how they shouldn't makes you no better than the challenges we're facing right now." Now, I know some people could say, and difficult to hit it right, there's a difference between having an opinion and forcing people into agreeing with said opinions. I think this whole situation, and we're just getting to the beginning of it, went very fucking far. Like, you can have opinions, but when you start getting into, like, ugliness and stuff like that, I think it gets a little bit extremed. Now, I know there's some people that are probably watching this or have seen this from the sidelines that are saying that, while Smash has told developers how they should make their video games on his content, that he's very critical of development studios like Red Thread Games, who made Dustborn, Firewalk Studios, who made Concord, Warner Brother Games that made Suicide Squad. I mean, go down the list, right? Eric says they smell a McRib. I wish. Now, I think that's a different argument, though. To be like, hey, telling them to make a game the way that, how they should be making their games, what they should and shouldn't put into games. I think that's a whole different argument than what the actual situation is about right here, which was dealing with that clip from the first Descendant. Right? Now, I would agree to disagree with this take. I don't think Smash is wrong at all, but I don't think he's right completely. And I'm not trying to fence sit here, guys, because trust me, when I give my full take, because I have a take, I set a fair stance of where I'm at with it, right? I'm not trying to fence ride. I'm not trying to pull a boogie here and fence ride. Okay. Hopefully it's not coming across as that right now, where I'm trying to fence ride. So when Smash says gaming's not about morals and setting boundaries, I see what he's saying with that. When you play a game, you want entertainment, you want escape from reality, you don't want to worry about real world problems, which is why I complain about DEI, right? Dragon Age Veilguard had a fucking cutscene about misgendering people, had top surgery scars, certain stuff are put into games that I feel are fucking absolutely cringe. I'm okay if a game talks about morality and certain aspects of, I guess, conservative values, if it fits within the setting, right? If it fits within the setting, if it's a game that's about that, have the fuck at it. If it fits it. Obviously, if I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, I don't want to fucking hear about morals. Right? If I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, morals could touch into it, but I don't want to feel lectured like, hey, you shouldn't kill people. Hey, you shouldn't steal. Hey, no sex. Hey, this and that. That's Grand Theft Auto. That's Grand Theft fucking Auto, right? And I agree, if a game comes out that isn't for you, don't support it. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's why I haven't bought a new game in ages. The only reason why I played Star Wars Outlaws was because it's on Ubisoft Plus, and I have Ubisoft Plus, right? Which I'm only waiting to keep that until Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, and then I'm ditching that, because I don't think Ubisoft is making it after Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think that company's dead. Sorry, my throat's getting a little parched here. I'm not trying to ignore the chat either. If I read the chat, I'll lose my train of thought. So I can see where he's going with this. 110 fucking percent. When I think of the first Descendant, I'm not thinking of morals. I'm thinking sexy, curvy chicks that have fucking cybernetic augmentations on them shooting shit up. Right? There's a time and a place for either side of the spectrum. And the issue that we have here is that both sides, whether you're extreme left or extreme right, want only their end on it. And I hope I've never came across like that in my videos when I'm complaining about woke and DEI stuff. I hope I don't come across as that. Now, I will call it out anyway. Even if it's a game that I have no interest in, even if it's a game that I think sucks, I'll call it out. Because I lean more, obviously, towards the right side of things. But I don't want the right side to be moral police. Hopefully I'm still streaming because my fucking browser just fucking crashed. I don't know what it is, but I think Chrome has been doing a lot of crashes lately with a lot of people. I'm back up. I didn't lose anybody, right? Chrome crashes. I don't know why it's been doing that. You know, Google, for as much money as they have a lot of fucking issues with bullshit they come up with. Same with Microsoft. So continuing on, Fratanga, shout outs to them, says he's right. Video games will never be for the religious purist. They're on the same side of the woke fence that wants to censor gaming. Now, I know a lot of religious people that aren't preachy, that aren't Puritans. Nobody's perfect. That's part of what being a Christian is that you're not perfect. And I'm not trying to get preachy for you guys either. We're not perfect. That's why we have to ask for forgiveness. That's why we have to ask for penance and you know, we have to earn our keep, you know, with whatever you believe in. I'm not trying to get preachy with you guys, right? But I'm never going to shame somebody for what they want to consume. Okay? As long as you're not watching like CP or getting off to watching people get killed. I'm not going to shame somebody for the content that they consume. Because to be quite honest, it's not my fucking business what you do. Sure, I'm still going to be like, hey, I wouldn't do that. Hey, this is not, like they say, part of it is you do have to steer people the right way. You have to let them know the word of God. You have to let them know stuff like that. But I'm not perfect either. I fuck up a lot too, right? So there's that. But to be honest, none of this has anything to do with video games. None of it. Like, it bothers me to be talking about this in regards to video games. None of this has... Thank you so much, Retro Schmetro. Non-woke chon chon time. I appreciate that. And I have to change my fucking alert. I'm going to take the Review Tech USA bullshit off. None of this has anything to do with video games. None of it. Just like the woke DEI shit has nothing to do with video games. So Smash says the problem with drawing the line, when Dread Roberts tried to equate drawing a line against revealing outfits with stopping a tide of nudity in gaming, he pressed further. So I wouldn't say there's constant nudity. I wouldn't say there's constant nudity in video games. And if anybody thinks that, I think that's kind of weird. Is there scantily clad? Is there sexualized content? Sure. But there's no fucking nudity. All right? What I showed with that fucking twerking video was nothing worse than we haven't seen on Mortal Kombat, what we haven't seen on Street Fighter, what we haven't seen on GTA. In fact, GTA shows more nudity. GTA shows full out fucking nipple, ass crack. There's actual sex in GTA. Isn't this character in the video game a fucking cyborg anyway? Like a robot, right? It's a fucking robot. It's not even a real human being. If I'm mistaken, right? It is? I think so, right? So, Smash is curious about these squiggly lines of morality you keep drawing here. How do you feel about horror games with chainsaws and gore? Or FPS with piles of bodies being stacked up? Apparently, those are cool with your adult beliefs, but hot girls, get them out. I'm desperately trying to keep up with the lack of logic and moral grandstanding, but you're losing me. So it's getting fucking intense, guys. This whole debate. Bryant says, let's be real, ABE. That short clip you showed is less than what I've seen in public at a damn Walmart. 100% fact. And you're right. I mean, I've seen all sorts. I mean, it's less than what we see some people, like women wrestlers, wear, like in WB and AEW, right? I think it's pretty much on par with what TVMA and TV 14 is, right? He's not moral grandstanding about murder. He's calling out somebody else's standards. He's not moral standing about it because he obviously doesn't have a problem with that. He's asking, how does Dredd feel about that? Since Dredd wants to pick and choose certain things to be offended by. So, obviously this whole situation, I personally think it's fucking retarded. The depth that it's gone to where everybody's fucking losing the message. Everybody's losing the focus. That'd be the equivalent. That was like when, I forgot who the individual was. I think it was Mark Fox. Shoutouts to Mark Fox, by the way. I think when I revealed on Twitter that I was playing Star Wars Outlaws, I think he tried to come at me for playing it. He said that, how are we supposed to defeat DEI if I'm supporting and playing the games and something like that. We're not going to defeat DEI, guys. I hope you guys know that. All we can do is vote with our wallets, call it out, boycott, and talk, and do the best we can. Okay? But for me, I'm a streamer. I'm a reviewer. I have to play and watch and read stuff that I don't care for. Do you know how many games I've played in the past that I knew going in I wasn't going to fucking like? but I had to do it for the content so that you guys could watch, so you guys could read or hear my thoughts on it. That's how it goes when you review stuff. Do you think movie critics enjoy everything that they fucking watch or support everything that they watch? You have to find all sides of the perspective, whether you like it or not, to form an opinion. Which is why I will play a woke ass game. And if I don't want to, I won't. I didn't play Veilguard. I sure as fuck wasn't going to pay for it. I didn't play Concord. I didn't play Dustborn. I didn't play fucking Suicide Squad. Because I voted with my wallet. I voted with my fucking wallet. But I'm a Star Wars fan. And sometimes watching the fucking shit Star Wars stuff is just as good. Just as good. Hollywood Will Burn says, ask Smash if murder's wrong. I mean, murder is fucking wrong. Like, are you telling me that you'd sit here and say that murder is good? I think you're getting murder and killing people in video games wrong. Like, you're getting them twisted. Like, I'll play GTA and I'll shoot people in the game. That doesn't mean that I think murder in real life is good. Like, who the fuck's gonna say murder's good? That's a fucking crime. It's illegal. Now, continuing on. And by the way, he's not standing on there. He's saying, how do you feel about horror games with chainsaws? So, like, is Dread Roberts okay with playing Outlast, where you see people, or Resident Evil, where you see people getting chainsawed, but he's not okay with tits and ass? That's his fucking question. He's saying he's curious about his lines of morality. So he's asking Dread Roberts. He's not moral grandstanding with anything. If you think he's moral grandstanding, you need to reread that. Grogan says this whole thing is stupid. It's an imaginary problem created from a few tweets. I completely, absolutely, 110% agree on that. Fucking agree on it. So, going on, Savvy, shout outs to Savvy, says he's going out of his way to ignore the criticism of his language choice, and it's really obnoxious. He could dislike something, and we all can. We all are allowed to dislike something. But using morality language and trying to speak for more than himself based on arbitrary moral appointment to try to shield himself from disagreement is where people are upset. Otherwise, perhaps I'll use his language against him and call him indecent for liking games depicting murder. So now they're twisting each other's words and doing whataboutisms and stuff like that. Again, I think this whole thing just, like, I was in Houston on the road. I wasn't even on Twitter until I got home that evening and posted my thing saying, hey, what are your thoughts on this? All this is coming from a video or a thing of somebody twerking. And I have to say, just because I like First Descendant and something twerking doesn't mean that I don't have decency. Right? So, yeah, his article, kind of interesting. Will of the Fans, shout outs to them. Said, Sickly the Ninja is morally right, but Smash JT's practical. We're meant to be grown adults who can indulge in the right setting. I want zero censorship in terms of making something available and more responsibility from parents, retailers to keep it out of the wrong hands. I think that's a fucking banger fucking statement, which, by the way, if you guys don't watch Will of the Fans, that's shout outs to them. Also, I think Words of Paradise had a good take too, but I don't see their take on this article. So who's here with me right now? Push one in the chat. We're going to go ahead and watch Smash's video. We got Smash's video queued up. And we have Kilted Cajun's video pulled up. So we're going to watch Smash's video. I'm working on a new setup, by the way. I have a new setup. And instead of looking up here to look at my browser, I now have my laptop here with a screen. So that's one screen. And I have another screen up here to read the chat. And then when I'm playing games, I have a third screen. So now I'm like motherfucking Bruce Wayne up in this bitch. Right? I'm Bruce fucking Wayne up in this bitch. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's see if we can get it to a hundo likes. So, we're going to go ahead and look at this article. I mean, not this article. This video that Smash made called GoonerGate Explained. And he's just fucking crushing it on views, man. I remember when I would get like fucking 10K views. So, let me go ahead. I won't go full screen. I'll go right there. And let me make sure I have the desktop sound, because I'm still trying to figure out this setup. And sometimes when I do it, I don't get audio on my fucking...
A new challenger has appeared in the ongoing Gamergate war, and that is religion. Now it is GoonerGate. And what's transpiring right now is the expected outcome from getting so many wins.
Some dumb guy says, pretty sure YouTube is censoring me. Yeah, sometimes it censors word filters and like comments and shit like that. I'm sorry. I always try to like figure out ways to try to lessen it. Maybe I can make it less strict. Obviously, some stuff I have filtered because I don't want to get demonetized. So let me figure this out. I'm going to rewind real quick. Obviously, give me a second. When I would get like figure out this setup, and yeah, guys, I'm well aware. I literally just said I'm trying to figure it out. All right, I appreciate y'all, but let me figure it out. I literally just said I was trying to figure out the streaming setup.
The ongoing Gamergate war, and that is religion. Now it is GoonerGate. And what's transpiring right now is the expected outcome from getting so many wins and having the gamers take back games and seeing the other side all but completely disappear because they had no leg to stand on. Now it turns into infighting, because that's the next step in the evolution. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash TV.
That's the best it's gonna get.
You all should have seen this coming from a mile away, where people who are on the, we'll just say, heavily religious side of things are seeing this moment as their opportunity to pounce for censorship.
Let me see if I can pick a different source. I'm not gonna sit here and do fucking Geek Squad fucking troubleshooting. Let me just see this.
And while I'm not somebody that's ever going to tell people how they should act and what they should believe in and what they do believe.
Matter of fact, I got a better idea. Give me a second. What the hell's Nerd Gang? Is there a service called Nerd Gang? What about Gucci Gang? Let me see if this works better. Give me 2.5 seconds. It used to come out pretty good, but I think I have to download Elgato Soundcatcher. A second.
Believe in is wrong or right. I really don't care about that kind of stuff.
Nope. All right. So this is my first time actually streaming on this new setup.
What you believe in is up to you. But don't.
Okay, so the other way I had it's the only way that it's going to work. Give me a second.
Don't use your beliefs to come and police and censor me. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashGT.com for the full article breaking down GoonerGate. and giving the full explanation, at least up to this point, as to what's transpired and how we've gotten here. Those of us buried in the sands of internet time know that the gaming industry is no stranger to cultural battles, and for years now, the community has fought back hard to preserve the creative freedom that made gaming a groundbreaking, artistic, and entertaining medium. But just when you thought the tide had turned...
Smash sounds all intelligent and shit when he talks in his videos. Me, I'm just a fucking dude chilling, no script. What's up, Oscar? I don't like Geek Squad. No, I'm saying I'm not doing like tech support live on air.
And woke games that were pushing ideologies, taking massive loss after massive loss, gamers rallied together to celebrate the freedom of choice in gaming. When woke games pushing ideologies took massive loss after massive loss, and gamers rallied together to celebrate freedom of choice in gaming, a seemingly new faction emerged to try to take the reins of control. The religious side.
So yeah, what's going on is he's saying now we have like a religious side of things coming in and talking about, I guess, what's appropriate for games and what's not. And I could see the notion that that's just as bad as having a DEI consulting company coming in and saying what's appropriate and what's not for games. I don't think anybody should have the right to dictate what's appropriate or not, is my take at this point. If that makes any sense. I can't vibe with that. I can't vibe with somebody telling you what's appropriate or what's not. Like, obviously, we're not going to see depictions of children getting fucking R-worded or anything like that. I can't get behind that. Like the whole what's appropriate or not. I don't want a left side telling me what's appropriate, and I don't want a fucking right side overly telling me what's appropriate or not.
Determined to play moral arbiter over what the community should and should not be allowed to enjoy. And this is a very nuanced take here because...
Do I think these people go outside gaming company offices and say games are bad, they make you mad? I mean, there's probably been protests in the past after, like, certain incidents in gaming, but I don't think that happens that often. It's just so weird how, like, how many activists really try to come after video games, especially on the left side. Like, I just find it weird that there's so much, like, activism when it comes to video games. Like, I don't understand why. Does anybody know why that's a fucking thing? Like, why are activists so, what's the word? Like, enthralled by gaming? Is it because it's the biggest entertainment out there? That it makes billions of dollars? I think it has more to do with what the demographic is. You know, I think and this might sound a little conspiracy, especially when it comes to like DEI and wokeness and stuff like that. It might sound a little conspiratorial, the word. I think what it is that they see that that's a demographic that they want. Like the majority of gamers are, I know there's gamers of all ages and genders and stuff like that. But I like to think that the majority of video gamers are men. And that demographic, that middle-aged demographic is what they want. And I guess the only way to gain control of it is to control the narrative of their entertainment. But it's not going to work. It's going to push us away. It's going to push us away. And a lot of us, I'm 40, I don't know how old you guys are. A lot of us don't like to be told what we like to watch or what we like to play. That's why we don't like DEI injected in our shit. If I'm playing a video game, I don't want to hear about misgendering somebody and having to do push-ups like Veilguard did. You know, I want to play a video game. If I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, I don't want to have to think about how it's morally wrong that I could pick a hooker up and and fuck her in my car on fucking the beach, right? That doesn't make me any less of a Christian that I'm playing a video game that's in a fantasy setting. Is it caving in to temptation? Perhaps, but that's a whole other fucking argument. I think the main argument here is that whether you're left or right, people are trying to control. And I don't fuck with that.
So cut and dry. As far as where I'm standing in all of this, I grew up extremely religious, Roman Catholic family, full disclosure. I went to a Catholic high school, Catholic college. I know all this stuff, and it was pretty indoctrinated in me. But as far as me, I've kind of taken a big step back from all of that personally. But I respect and understand the people that do believe in it strongly. And for them, I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you. But stay away from my games. The latest
I mean, I fucking jive with that take. I jive completely with that take. I don't think that was like, what's up, John Bond? I don't think that was like a terrible take at all, right? And yeah, John Rambo's right. It's not just games. It's all of the media, and I think that's because the male demographic is big. I think it's at what, 25 to 44 age bracket that TV shows want, that movies want. It's that 24 to like 40, 25 to 44 age bracket males that I think every fucking entertainment medium tries to get those guys. I think that's what it is. I think that's why they target all of it. And since nostalgia is big now, they target everything that has a nostalgic fan base now, because that's where the demographics at. It's a lot bigger than we know, guys. It's a lot bigger of a situation than we know. It's not just woke, anti-woke, blah blah blah. There's methods to the madness of why these companies are trying to do this stuff, because they want the demographic at the end of the day. Smash JT raid. Oh, nice. Smash, we're reacting to your video. What's up, Hypnotic? What's up, Smash? What's up, guys? Welcome, Gooner Army. I have bad audio on this video, by the way, because I'm on a new setup and I can't get the desktop audio to sound good. Can't get the desktop audio to sound good. I've said a lot of good little takes, man. I don't know if I can remember what I said. So if you guys want to come back and look at the replay to get some of my takes on this, definitely appreciate it, guys. Thank you for smash rating. If you're new to the channel, guys, if you have not been here, can y'all hit that subscription button? I'm gonna go ahead and just beg. I'm begging. Gooners. Gooners are welcome. We don't use lotion here. We use spit. By the way, if you have a cold one tonight, cheers. So, let you guys hang out in here for a minute, get y'all caught up, say hi to you, and then we'll continue Smash's video. Anything for the McRib dance? No McRibs today. Belgium Warrior says, "Hack tua, spit on that thing." Thank you, Serafina. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, TM Togdala. Thank you, Phila. Thank you, Aper Miss Break. Thank you, Anime Mania. Thank you, Russian Bot. Thank you, Smash. Thank you, Hypnotic. Shout outs to all you guys. Cheers to beers and big fat rears and sticking it to steers and queers. I don't fucking know. What's up, Ian? Haktua. I mean, Haktua's not a bright girl, but I'd fix her. What's up, Ultimate Game Club? What's up, Lamask? I wonder if Haktua is a throat goat. You have to be if you're like, if you're that, like, she talked a big fucking game. She talked a big fucking game, so she has to be, right? You don't just tell everybody that you spit on it and all this shit and you're not like a fucking throat goat. So, if only there was a way to find out. Oh, she's definitely smarter than what she portrays. You have to work the gimmick, guys. Everything on the internet is working the fucking gimmick. But if she lied about crypto, she could lie about being a throat goat. By the way, I'm wearing sweatpants and it's hot in here, so I'm going to take them off real quick. And no, I'm not showing you guys. Thank you, Casey, for renewing your membership. 25, wow, 2 fucking years. It feels like just yesterday. All right. So now I'm in my underwear and a t-shirt. I did not get a PS5 Pro. Moon, y'all? No moon, but I'll show the underwear. No moon, no. No moon. But yeah, guys, hit that sub button if you can. So I got a new setup. I'm streaming off of a gaming laptop. I think it's because I didn't download Elgato Soundcatcher that my desktop audio sounds like ass. So I'm not doing Smash's video justice. He does sound a lot more intelligent than me when I make videos. I don't have the gift of sounding like a smart man. Yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to continue. We're going to watch this. I've been giving my little thoughts. We were talking about your article earlier. Yes, I'm the guy that was dancing, eating French fries. And I'm also the guy that was dancing, eating the McRib. And I'm also the guy that was dancing to Review Tech USA's Exposed song. And I'm the guy that has, I mean, name it. Name it. Apparently I'm also the guy that sexually harassed Alyssa Mercante a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and continue.
Creator specifically by the name of Dread Roberts, aka Sickly the Ninja on X. And his critiques I've typically always respected ever since I first heard of him a few months ago. And he's seemingly gone off the deep end with a wild take here. It all started when Pirate Nation shared a GIF of Haley from the game.
So yeah, like I was telling everybody in my chat earlier, I was out of town. I was out of town when this whole shit went down with this, is this what gamers want? Captain America Civil War situation going on. Like, I was literally out of town. I was out of town and I didn't get to be part of the Twitter shenanigans going on. And I talked to Smash a little bit about it in the DMs. I'm still in the camp that I think everything was just fucking wild and overblown, and it was kind of ridiculous that it got so fucking heated and personal. But let's go on.
The first descendant showing off her, well, scantily clad figure, we'll just say, with cheeky animation.
You're not wrong, Hornstar.
And Pirate Nation simply captioned it, "Is this what gamers want?" And honestly, a fair question on the surface, at least I thought. I didn't really see it devolving into what it did, but again, right here is the opportunity that people on the heavily religious side took to try to take control of the situation. They saw that the other side, the woke side, had been losing so bad.
So that before Smash and them raided, I was saying I don't want anybody fucking controlling anything. I don't want anybody controlling anything in the fucking like gaming thing. Like, I call out woke DEI bullshit because I don't want that in my fucking games. I don't want it in my fucking TV shows. I don't want it in my fucking movies. I don't want it in my fucking Frosted Flake cereal packaging. And at the same time, I don't want motherfuckers telling me what's appropriate or what's decent or not I'm not blind. I'm not stupid. If I don't like something, if I think something's not appropriate, I'm not going to fucking watch it. I'm not going to look at it.
That this was an opportunity.
It doesn't mean that I don't believe in Jesus. It doesn't mean that I'm not a Christian.
Take full control, to seize it, and tell people they are the moral arbiters of truth and what direction the game industry should be going.
Lance Strider says gaming is inherently offensive. Snowflakes need to stay in their own damn lane. Well, that's the thing that I was saying before you guys came in and rated. I was saying like why is activism so prominent in video games? And my thing is I think it's because the main demographic that all these companies want, all corporations, all companies, all advertisers, they want the male demographic 25 to 44. They want that demographic. And we're the main ones. Thank you, Belgium Warrior. We're the main ones. We watch sports. We play video games. We fucking look at sexy women. We eat all the fucking restaurants and all the food. Like, the reason why we're being, like, everything's having this is because, sorry, the neckbeards that they claim to hate, the gamers that they claim to hate, we're the demographic that they fucking want, so they can sit here all fucking day. They can sit here all day until they're blue in the face. All these woke journalists, it doesn't matter who the fuck they are, all these gaming websites, all the news media, all of them could fucking say they hate men, they hate, males, they hate straight males from this age to that. We're the ones that are fucking footing the bill. We're the ones that are making television shows live or die. We're the ones that make video games live or die. We're the ones that make music live or die. We're the main demo. Any TV show lives or dies off of that male demographic. And that's why they're trying to control that narrative so they could fucking get all the male demographic that's going to grow up next to fuck with it. Because we're not. Us old heads, we're not going to fuck with this. We don't like it. But 20 years from now, when they've all been indoctrinated, that male demographic might fuck with this bullshit. They might fuck with it. So it's our job to be the rage bait grifters to pass on what we have learned, young Luke Skywalker. Benjamin says, I keep forgetting I'm part of the old heads. Yes. We're all part of the Anime Mania. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't see any calls for power grabs or calls for censorship. Seems to me the last few days was spurging assumptions and no real discussions. Well, yeah, that's why earlier, I think before you guys, I don't know how long you've been here at D-Sub version. I was saying I think it got a little carried away. I don't think it needed to go personal and go into like marriages and wives. I think, hey, I agree to disagree would have been plenty. If one of them would have told me, I would have been like, hey, don't tell me what the fuck I'm going to fucking watch or fucking goon to. I'm a 40-year-old fucking man. You think I need video games to look at fucking titties? You think I need video games to fucking get off to? I'm a grown motherfucking man. I don't understand. Like, I see the point of view where, hey guys, not everybody wants sexualized stuff. Well, then guess what? Don't play First Descendant. Do not play First Descendant if you don't want sexualized shit. And I know some of these people might be like, well, that makes you a hypocrite because you're telling people that are woke when they tell you, well, then if you don't like a game, don't play it. You call them out on it. Okay, you could call us out on it. You could call us out on it then. You know what I mean? That's fine. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of free speech. You know, I think it's cringe when motherfuckers say if you don't like Dustborn, don't play it. But in my opinion, woke indoctrination is way fucking different than having sexualized characters in it. The problem wasn't that. The problem is that you had a moral police trying to come up and essentially become Christian consulting. So we got sensitivity consulting and woke DEI consulting, and now we got Christian consulting here. I think that was the dilemma, right? And again, I don't think entertainment. What's up, Hypnotic? You accidentally super chatted for me in Smash JT stream. You do not have the fucking balls to charge back. Request a refund on Smash. No, I'm just joking. Thank you so much, Hypnotic Enraptured, for that $2 super chat. It says passport needed for Mexican McDonald's and sexy dance. I'm Mexican, but I don't like going to Mexico right now. It's dangerous as fuck. It's ghetto. I didn't know they have like a different menu at Mexico. Is that true? Is there legitimately like a different like special like Mexican menu at McDonald's? Like what's the difference between a McDouble in Mexico than the United States? I did not fucking know that. And I have a passport. I'm not fucking doxing myself. But I have my fucking passport right here. And I'm like an hour and a half or 2 hours away from the Mexico border, all right? But Texas-Mexico border towns are ghetto. Texas-Mexico border towns are ghetto as fuck. So I don't know if I'm going to be a willing participant to go across the border to get McDonald's and eat it shirtless. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Let's continue with Smash's video. Shout outs. Thanks again for the Smash raid. Appreciate you guys being here.
And historically, in my humble opinion, having religion control anything is not a great idea. Things quickly spiraled when John F. Trent, Melanie Mack, and Dred Roberts, among many other creators that I get along with typically, I know they're strongly religious, and again, I respect their ability to practice and care and believe about what
I feel like this is Avengers Civil War, and I'm like who was like one of the neutral ones in Civil War? Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they had nothing to do with the fucking Captain America, Iron Man shit. Because I like everybody on both sides of the equation, right? I just think we need to just smoke a fucking joint. Good night, David. Appreciate you being here. But I do still have my take that I want to give you guys here in a little bit. What's up, Daryl?
they ever want to believe in. That's not the point of this. But when you start pushing that as the moral arbiter of truth and telling people how they should think, how they should act, and what the game should and shouldn't have in them based off of your ideologies, you're no better than the other side.
And I mean, I think that's a fair take. I think that's a fair take.
Roberts responded to Pirate Nation saying, any person with a modicum of decency would say no. This is not where the future of gaming should be headed.
See, so that's that first sentence that Dred Roberts has, and I have no issues with the guy. I really have never, ever talked to him. But to just like this is all an opportunity for content. I mean, welcome to YouTube, Grogans. Welcome to YouTube. But you can still give an opinion of stuff. I mean, are we supposed to just sit here and not give a take or an opinion on anything? Because that's not how the real world works. That's why we have TV shows that's called talk shows. There's talk radio. There's articles in magazines that are commentary. There's websites. There's blogs. I mean, if I don't want to live in a world where I can't read a tweet and respond to it, or give my take to it, or say something. I mean, that would be a pretty fucking lame ass fucking world. So, my issue with Dread Roberts. Thank you so much, Benjathin, for those $2. Is that euros or pounds? I can't read that. We do have big and tasties at McDonald's, I think. Order a McRib and large fries in Tijuana, says Andrew. Zealots aren't trying to censor our games. I didn't say that. I didn't fucking say that. I said I think it's a bit much to say that if you don't say no to First Descendant. So if I literally sit here and say that I want this in my games, right? If I sit here and tell you guys that I want this in my games, that I like this, according to Dread Roberts, I don't have a modicum of decency. I'm not a decent human being because I want that. That's the issue. You're attacking a lot of fucking people by saying that, and that's bullshit that motherfuckers like Mercante do. Oh, well, these guys are unhinged and totally not normal. So now you're saying, oh, well, these guys are not decent. And they're using religion as a tool for it, which I'm not against religion. I actually am Christian. I actually believe in Jesus Christ. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this is porno and it's some bad fucking thing when this literally is tamer than most of the Mortal Kombat games we grew up with. Tamer than most of the stuff we've seen in GTA. I mean, you literally can pick up prostitutes in GTA and give them lap dances with their tits out. Other than not wearing pants, this person's fully fucking covered. God damn, Smash JT opening the fucking wallet tonight. Says for your next McRib. Thank you, Smash. I appreciate that. Hashtag Smash JT. I appreciate that. And I get it. I could, like I said earlier, I could understand. Oh, shit. I just fucking closed everything. Go back to what I was saying. I can understand Melanie Mac's take like this. About this, right? She didn't attack anybody. She said, not me. I like attractive characters, but I don't want to play something with naked butts, boobs, or bulges up in my face. I'd feel like a total loser playing something like that. She kept it to herself. She didn't say anything about fucking people's marriages or their family. And it's fair. She's a woman. She's a 38-year-old, 36-year-old woman. I don't expect her to like asses. I don't expect her to like asses. She's not the demographic that this game was fucking made for. That'd be like me tweeting out, thank you, Benjathan. I'm going to get a shitty McRib tomorrow. That'd be like me saying, guys, I don't like the traveling sisterhood of the traveling pants of the Yaya sisterhood, or what the fuck is that movie? Like, I don't like Tu Wong Fu. I'd feel like a total fag if I watched Tu Wong Fu and liked it. Or The Birdcage. You think saying loser's implication? I don't think so. She said I'd feel like a total loser. She didn't say people that play things like this are total losers. If she said only losers want shit like this in video games, that's attacking people. Dread Robert said any person. He didn't say I have decency, so no. He fucking attacked people. That's where my point is. If somebody's saying, hey, if you play this, you're a fucking incel, that's different.
The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous. And I'm beginning to think that these people who...
Yeah, what is it? Is it Traveling Sisterhood of the Yaya Pants, or was it the Yaya Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, or what the fuck was it? It was like it was a novel. It was a novel, wasn't it? It was a novel that became a movie. I forget what it was called. It was like a stupid movie title with like pants in it or some shit.
Save gaming don't actually want to save it. So many claim to care about morals and the future generations and not giving even an inch of progress to devs who push woke ideology or whatever else. But then they'll turn around and tell young men and women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. And I gotta stop there and just say, who's saying that? I'm just saying that we should support developers' ability to create what they want and let the market decide. Let the gamers purchase the game.
And that's fair. Let people purchase it, which is what we've already been doing with DEI. I personally haven't said DEI needs to be, these studios need to be canceled. I said I give my takes on DEI and shit. And I say talk with your wallets. And I've never said you've seen it, but you got laid with girl. So Daryl Best saw Yaya Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and he got laid on the same night. See, here we don't do a soundboard applause. We actually applause. Can we get clap emojis, please? That is a pretty good pause. I'm actually going to screenshot that. Give me a second. That is going to be a new... I'm going to do what Kino Casino says. This will be a new sticker. How many members do we got? Hang on a second. How do you check your total members? Give me a second. This will become the newest emoji here in a minute. Wow, we got 40 members. Can we get that up? Stat. I want 100 minimum, damn it. Let me see, where's the emojis at? I can make this an emoji right now. We'll pause it. We'll make it an emoji. How do I change the fucking emojis? Emojis. Up. I can't add another emoji until we get 9 more. So that face that Smash is making right there will become... We get 9 more emojis. This face right here will become the next emoji. And it's not any hate on Smash. It's a pretty good face. So 9 more emojis. 9 more members, you get a new Smash emoji.
And let the open market, the freedom of choice, take precedent in all of this.
Thank you, Heath. Appreciate that, Heath. Thank you so much.
For months now,
we need 8 more.
Butt cheeks and cleavage. Seriously, how is this making gaming better? All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. People may argue we just want to push back on the ugly women agenda. Just trying to make
Thank you, Oscar.
To the lefty weirdos.
Thank you, Heath.
Okay, so where do we draw the line then? Because there doesn't appear to be which it kind of feels like a straw man argument there, because I'm not saying a girl has to be hot in order to buy the game. I'm just saying it would be nice if the girl started to look at least mildly attractive and somewhat
I agree on that.
like an actual woman in these games, and we could partake in the fantasies of playing these games as escapism, which is what video games always have been. That is why I say we need real adults with real ambitions.
See, look, again, when he says we need real adults with real ambitions, aspirations, and a mature outlook. So, because people might want this, they're not real adults. Honestly, Dredd gave the worst take out of all of it. I don't hate the guy for his take. He's welcome to it. Dredd gave the worst take out of all of it. We're not real adults because we want that. We have no real ambitions. No aspirations. No mature outlook. Ian just said it. As far as he knows, real adults made these games. But again, who are you to fucking say somebody's a real adult or not? Because they like that stuff in their games. That's the fucking problem. Like that's snobby. Like what Grogan's just said. It's condescending. Now, whether you agree with Melanie Mac and her take, whatever, I don't think it was as bad as this dude. Dredd Roberts went fucking ape shit. He went fucking nuts. He went like over the fucking top.
Aspirations and a mature outlook on the future to lead the charge.
And I know somebody's gonna say, well, you're just simping for Melanie Mac. Let's be real. Look at Dredd Roberts' fucking take. Look how long it was. How over the top it was. How he said condescending shit.
Industry. People who have their priorities straight and their arousal in check. And this in itself, there's not really any religion in this, but holy crap, there's a lot of undertones in religion from it.
What's up, Tims?
Which I could extract from it, saying that most likely there's something going on with Dredd Roberts in religion here. It's things like this I've learned over the years covering the video game industry that you start to see patterns. You recognize them right away. And of course, doing some very quick surface level research, I find that yes, of course, Dredd Roberts...
And let me say this, there's nothing wrong with promoting Christianity. There's nothing wrong with the Bible. I always have one within reach of me. Everywhere I go, I always have one within reach of me. I have one here. I have one by my door. I have several throughout the house. I always have one with me. Sometimes I'll carry a pocket one, like a wallet-sized one. Nothing wrong with it. But I think his approach was a dick type of approach. And again, I don't even think I've ever really interacted with this guy outside of a like here or there. I don't think I've ever had an engagement with him. And all this happened when I was out of town. I still haven't even given my take. I still haven't even given... Not Your Business says it was that condescending to where I question what Dredd said was actually serious. I mean, that's fair. You can download it. I had the Bible app on my phone.
Just like everyone else falling into this religious zealot category that push their ideologies on people to make them feel the way they do. When you start saying that people need to have their priorities straight and their arousal in check, I don't know. That's kind of like something that a religious zealot would say.
Now I'll say that, and I don't know if Smash is in here still. I don't think I saw too much Holy Roller religious zealot stuff in that comment. I think my main issue with what Dredd Roberts said was we need real adults with aspirations and anybody with a modicum of decency. Like, his just tone and his condescending attitude. Now, if he would have started putting like quotes and like quoting scripture and stuff like that, maybe I would say that. Uh, Obviously, he's being influenced because he does have his religious beliefs. But I think he was just sounding more like an asshole on his take. I think he was just sounding. I think he was just sounding like an asshole. That's why I don't like his take. That's my fucking take. Dread Roberts, especially when he brought up Smash's marriage, like, dude, you were just being an asshole. Like, right? Thank you, Smegheads. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that.
Trying to keep people in a position to say you're not allowed to be excited about an attractive girl in a video game. To which, again, I would say, why do you care? Why are you trying to police what people are interested in buying and playing? And if they're not, okay, the market has decided that that's not what they're buying and playing. But as we're seeing right now, it kind of is. I responded with, when you are becoming exactly what you're fighting against, you are no better than those you are trying to stop. And he responded with a very bizarre personal attack on my family and a justification for moral high ground. I'm not really sure what he was trying to get at with this, but let me just read it.
It was definitely condescending. And yeah, I can see the perspective of what you're saying. I don't see it as him being overly preachy, but he was definitely acting like, you know, his first line right off the fucking gate, saying anybody with a modicum of decency, like fuck you, because I want to play that game and I support it. I don't have any decency. Like, it's not like I'm watching children get fucking hurt. It's not like I'm like, I don't know, dude. He came across fucking like angry. Like angry.
To you and let you decide here. Smash, who is apparently a married man with children of his own, seems to think.
Now this, I don't like this. This is like, this is a Mercante tweet. This is a Mercante tweet here. And I hate to bring up Voldemort's name, because she tried to take my channel down, by the way. Along with some of Review Tech USA's fan base. They tried to take my channel down. This is a fucking Mercante tweet here. 110%. There's something behind this. It's not just because you called him religious. It's not because whatever you accused him of. There's something behind this. I'll say that 110%. There's something behind this. I think he has a deeper issue with you, and I'm not trying to stir the pot on that. There's obviously something behind this.
Another married man with children of his own, setting boundaries and having morals and values is becoming exactly what you're fighting against. Hilarious. I've been fighting against DEI relentlessly and was one of the very first people to defend him when Mercante was going after his wife. Oh well, lesson learned.
So that's two different ways that he brought up his wife. So he brought the marriage up here, and then he used the instance of when Mercante contacted his wife in the same fucking point. And it's almost like he's thrown it in his face. It's almost like he's thrown it in your face that he stood up for you. So this is like the equivalent of picking somebody up that fell in the mud and then pushing them back in it, in my opinion.
Earned, I guess, with the skull face and like, well, what now because I question you, you're saying you shouldn't have defended me when she came after my wife? What? Well, how are you making that correlation? We're trying to have a conversation here. Also, are you trying to say you're the moral arbiter of truth and the adult in the room? And then acting like this? Incredibly, how my call for not taking things to extreme just to own the other side has shaken people to the core so hard that their brains have snapped in.
I'm going to be honest, and I'm not coughing because I'm laughing about it. But again, Mercante tweet here. Incredible how my call for not taking things too extreme just to own the other side has shaken people to the core so hard The brains have snapped in two. That's all condescending. I think this dude lives in Texas too, by the way. Not sure if he's from San Antonio, but I'm very surprised he's acting like this. How old is he, by the way? I'm not trying to like dox his info or anything. Is he our age, Smash, or is he younger? Because that could actually explain a lot as well. If he's younger, it can explain a lot.
It's hard to believe, really. But what you don't understand here, Dread Roberts, is by telling people how the games should be made and what the games should include and what they shouldn't is a form of censorship. I know you didn't necessarily...
Absolutely. And before everybody came in with the raid, I was saying, you know, you got people on extreme side of left that I've called out. And you got people on the extreme right side of things that want to call that out, but they want to control everything else too. And I can't fuck with that. You know, I'm the problem that I have with DEI is that they want to eliminate everything that we want over here. And now this side over here wants to eliminate not just DEI, but everything else as well. When there has to be a checks and balances of it. You don't have to support DEI, but you don't have to support fucking moral fucking grandstanding either and calling people not decent human beings because, again, this whole thing right here with the Haley or whatever the fuck the character is twerking, that's nothing worse than what we've seen in Mortal Kombat or GTA or anything like that. Tony, I have not played Silent Hill 2 Remake. I haven't even played the OG Silent Hills.
Say the word, you want things censored, but you're directing the industry in a way using your beliefs and your moral high ground.
By the way, this is a random factoid. Smash, you are the third person I've seen on a YouTube video in the last 2 days wearing that Pac-Man shirt. The exact same one. Just random. I think I've seen like 2 other videos. Not even relate. One of them wasn't even related to gaming. It was like a food channel. Wearing that.
Say, this is what the games should be so that they don't go to the extremes of what they've been headed. Which is, I gotta be honest, that's censorship. And why did you bring my family into this? That's so weird.
Yeah, the family thing, man, was where I would have been like, yeah, all right. You lost me on the family thing, Dread. And you lost me on the modicum of decency. I don't hate you, by the way. I know how people... It's Fight Below? All right, I'm going to go there. There's one right across the street from me. I already know how people act. I don't know how Dread Roberts acts. He currently follows me, and I currently follow him. I'm hoping he doesn't take what I'm saying and gets upset by it. Probably will. But, I mean, yeah, bringing the family into it was fucking weird. That was total Mercante move.
The other side does. It's just, I don't know. That's really strange to even go there, but whatever. I said weird take, but whatever. In my humble opinion, gaming is not about morals and setting boundaries. It's about escapism and enjoyment. If a game comes out that isn't for you, don't support it.
Exactly. And I mean, and like I said earlier before Smash got in here, I know there's going to be wokies. I know there's going to be complete wokies that are like, well, when we tell you guys if a game's not made for you, don't play it, there's still a difference. And so, like, the one thing that the wokies like to say is these chuds get upset when a game is not catered to them. Well, don't play it. It's not for you. There's a difference in how it says. How it's said. Smash is not being, and I'm not glazing Smash, by the way. Anybody that's in the chat, don't think I'm glazing Smash. The way he's saying it right here is not condescending at all. He's saying if a game comes out that isn't for you, don't support it. That's your right as a customer. Like, that's literally being neutral, being unbiased, and not being condescending at all. Now, if I said, if you don't like it, don't fucking buy it, you chud. That's different. That's not what's being said. I can already hear it. I can already hear I can already hear the little Loki saying, well, if you don't like this game, if you don't like Dustborn, if you don't like Assassin's Creed, don't buy it. You're not even a real gamer. You don't play games, blah, 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 blah. It's not about whether you play games or if you're not a real gamer or if you're not this or that. Okay?
That's your right as a customer. What you are doing here with this stance is purposefully antagonizing people fighting against censorship
Exactly.
for a reaction. I will always call for less regulation in an artistic space, not more. Telling developers how they should.
And that's right. We already have enough regulation with the ESRB.
Make a game and how they shouldn't makes you no better than the
Which is debatable because some parents don't give a shit that their kids play certain games, but what can you do about that?
challenges we are
What's up, Steven? Did Large Marge sent you?
facing right now. And I stand by that statement. I don't feel like I'm being aggressive and rude. I'm just saying, hey, bro, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to take control of the direction the game industry should go. And all I'm saying is take your hands off the wheel.
I've already addressed the sound. This is a new setup, and I don't know how to get the desktop sound to sound good. I think it's because I didn't download Elgato Sound. The Elgato Sound, whatever the fuck it is. So yeah, just deal with it. Let me see if I have... Give me a second. I'm checking my settings. So I lucked out. I had a gaming PC, a gaming laptop that was given to me a couple years back as part of like a brand deal. And I tested it with the to stream off of it with my computer and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck yeah. Because my PC that I was using, guys, no bueno. No fucking bueno. Let me see. I this is the best until I figure it out. This is what we're gonna have to do.
And let the game industry drive itself. That's where the best games always come from. George Roberts continued talking to other people, talking about how they're drawing lines about posting constant nudity.
There's not even nudity in that fucking clip, though, is the fucking thing. Like, I see girls in WWE that are more naked than what's on that fucking clip.
Be a part of the games, and they are drawing lines there, and it's not censorship because it's just gooners going too far, and they want to stop that.
It's not an anonymous gooners meeting. We're here. We're gooners.
The squiggly line gets drawn. I wrote, curious about these squiggly lines of morality you keep drawing here. How do you feel about horror games with chainsaws and gore, or first-person shooters with piles of bodies being stacked up? Apparently, those are cool with your adult beliefs, but hot girls, get them out! I'm desperately trying to keep up with the lack of logic and moral grandstanding. But
So earlier, somebody in the chat, I don't know if they're still here, they were saying that Smash was moral grandstanding about violence in games. No, he wasn't. He was just asking Dread Roberts what his thoughts are on violence because evidently he doesn't like sexual stuff, right?
you're losing me. He's going out of his way to ignore the criticism of his language choice, and it's really obnoxious. He can dislike something, but using morality language and trying to speak for more than himself based on an arbitrary moral appointment to try to shield himself disagreement is where people are upset. Otherwise, perhaps I'll use his language against him and call him indecent for liking games depicting murder. How are those okay?
Good question, Master Zoda. And I've said this before, and I said it on Twitter the other day. I don't give a shit who's friends with who. I don't care if he's friends with him again. But, and I don't know how to say this in the nicest way possible, if it goes south, I will not back him up again. I was actually wanting to address it in a video, but I'm just going to let things play out. If it works for them, good. People forget why I made videos about Rich. People forget why I gave my talk about the whole situation. But at this point, I don't give a fuck what goes on. He's clearly still trying to get my attention on Twitter. He's clearly trying to get my attention and bait me on his live streams. He's old news. He's fucking irrelevant. He's grasping for anything, including, I mean, them being cool again was the best thing that could have happened for him because it slowed the bleeding down. But when you start to see like the community that they have and stuff like that, where when they're not cool, those people are fucking messaging me and trying to be cool with me, and then when they're cool again, they suddenly hate me, and it's just flip-flopping and a lot of parasocial bullshit. Count me out of it. But yeah, if it falls south, I'm not backing him up again, especially when I was being told by Jay, hey, make videos about this. Hey, it would be cool if your channel took off by covering this. Hey, do that, do this and that. So, no, I stuck my neck out to defend a friend. If he wants to be friends with him, that's cool. I have nothing to do with it anymore. Have at it. You're grown men. That's it.
Why are we saying, oh, you can't goon over hot girls, but bring me all the Resident Evils in the world, and let's get some chainsaws and cut people in half all the time, because that's totally fine with my moral code. It's like, okay, so now everyone else...
But yeah, people can be friends with whoever the fuck they want. I don't care.
...has to just be on board with what's okay with you and what's not, and how far you're allowed to go with this stuff. How about, I know, crazy idea, and I hate to say this because I'm not a big fan of the ESRB, but how about we just allow the ESRB that's in control and allowing these games to be rated naturally and let the community decide what they want to purchase based off the ratings and what...
That's how it should work in a perfect world. but it doesn't. It doesn't.
The games have. And if there's a million games out there that are just hot girl after hot girl going further and further and further, the ESRB is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, depending on how far they go down the line with that.
That's exactly what I said earlier. Not every game is naked hot girls, right? I would have a problem if all of a sudden I'm playing Super Mario Brothers and Princess Peach is in a fucking thong twerking. Yeah, I would fucking say something about it. It has to fit the setting, just like the same way Chop Surgery Scars and Veilguard didn't fit the setting, so I had an issue with it. Cutscenes talking about misgendering didn't fit the setting in Veilguard. So, with First Descendant, it's not like it was a surprise there's fucking half-naked girls in it, right? We know that going into it. And there's no fucking surprise.
And then you also have the topic of too many games that are too samey, and then people start getting sick of that. So naturally, the game industry will course correct. Stop trying to place your morals and ethics on what games are being made so that you can control how the game industry moves forward. The most ironic and troubling part of this debacle is how it mirrors the exact tactics that ideological factions that gamers have spent years fighting against continue to...
Adult-only games could be a lucrative enterprise. See, the problem is they don't get made often because they're very hard to market. And I guess in the older days, they were a lot hard to publish. And they were like, I guess the return on investment, like, when you look at like a disc, right? Like if you make an adult only game, it's gonna have to be a bootleg. And I think it's still harder to do that. That's why the Atari games and all that and the NES porn games and stuff, they were all bootlegs. They were all bootleg games. I don't think Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo would let an official adult only game that's like porn. I know there's some that are AO rated for ESRB, but like an official like porn adult only game, there's no way they would let them have an officially made game. It would have to be a bootleg game, and I think there's a lot more regulation with that now.
Now that we're winning the cultural war against censorship, another faction emerges: religion, seeking to replace one form of control with another. And yes, I would argue it's definitely better, but still not great, and still not ideal. And that's where
I agree on that take, but I definitely will say if there is a side of religious zealots trying to control stuff, they're not as bad as a whole bunch of like woke activists and journalists trying to control this stuff. I don't think we've seen it officially formed yet. I think right now it's just people giving their opinions, even though I don't agree with them. I don't see them having the influence on the industry as much as like the woke activists do. But that is a good and fair point.
I kind of have to draw the line and say, yeah, I understand that religion at least has morals and ethics and a direction, but not everyone agrees with them, especially some of the interesting, more Puritan versions of the religious stuff. So it's almost better just to take a big step back from all of this, understand that you have your own personal bias, you have your own beliefs and religions. Great, everyone does. Some people don't believe in anything. Nihilism, okay. No one really cares, because what it comes down to in a free and open market is buying the best games that fit what you want to play.
Exactly. If you're the demographic, go for it.
As gamers, you have that choice to support the developers that are making great games. And at the end of the day, that's really all I care about and what I stand for. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you want more information, check out smashjt.com. It's a much more exhaustive article with even more screenshots.
And we already looked at that article earlier in stream, guys, if y'all were here. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty similar to what I feel. If I'm going to be completely fucking honest, we'll go full screen here for a little bit. Like I said, I think the whole situation...
The internet and X specifically today
hold on.
pretty much exploded.
It definitely exploded way more than I think it should have. But I don't think anybody was really a bad guy. Except Dread Roberts. Like, I think he was a bit much. I think he definitely was condescending. I think he definitely... I don't know. It almost... Like, I don't know the guy personally, and I follow him loosely. Never really interacted with him. But I don't know. How many of you guys actually watch Dread Roberts? Do you guys actually follow, watch his content? Is that normally how he is? Is that normally how he is? It's definitely a horseshoe effect. So, like, my thing is, man, like, the whole take is I'm not against sexualized characters in games. If we're going to say anything like that, I think there's an ESRB for a reason. Ideally, on paper, right? The ESRB is there for a reason. Now, admittedly, some parents don't give a shit. Mine never did with movies or TV or any of that. This whole thing that we're seeing with the dancing and the twerking from First Descendant, that's not porn. People saying that that's porn, that's not porn. That's not porn. And I don't think it was at all any different from what we've seen in video games for decades already. what we've seen in plenty of other games, Mortal Kombat, fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, any of those. There's very sexualized characters that wear less than that in some of those video games. Fantasy games, like Elder Scrolls and all those other ones, Mass Effect. We've seen very scantily clad characters. We've seen characters in less than that in Tony Hawk games. I think in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, there's literally a character that skates in a thong, like a bikini thong, right? Like a demon. There's like a demon devil hot chick who's like in a thong. Grand Theft Auto, just to name a few. Dead or Alive. So I don't think that's anything that we haven't seen. Okay? Is it appropriate for all ages? No, of course not. Nobody's saying let's have children play it. That's the difference with DEI. They want all ages to fucking follow that ideology. They want all ages to have trans ideologies promoted and all this. That's why I call it out. Me enjoying a mature rated game, I'm not fucking showing it to like a fucking 6-year-old kid. Right? I'm not showing it and trying to indoctrinate and teach my nephew or my niece, whoever, to go and get strippers and do all this crap. Okay? DEI wants it to be for everybody. They want to normalize that ideology. I don't think the majority of us that enjoy games like First Descendant want children to be like, oh, yeah, let's goon, right? I mean, is that a fair assessment? So no, it's not. And is it okay to dislike that stuff? Is it okay for Dread Roberts or Melanie or whoever to dislike this stuff? Abso-fucking-lutely. They can dislike whatever they choose to, because that's what it is to be a consumer. But I'm a 40-year-old man, right? I'm a 40-year-old guy, believe it or not. I'm a 40-year-old man, okay? I have the right to enjoy the games that I like without anybody trying to say it makes me less of a decent human being. That modicum of decency, whew, that comment right there, and saying that we need actual adults with aspirations and all that, nah. No. I can enjoy the stuff, games, movie, TV, and stuff that I like without it making me less of a right-winger, okay? I can enjoy what I like, all right? Gaming ultimately needs to allow both sides, whether we like it or not, whether we like the left, whether we agree with it, it needs to allow both sides to have the entertainment they want without the other one pushing out the other. Point blank, period. You can have your opinion, you can have your comments, you can have your debates about it, but ultimately you could just choose not to support it. You can just choose not to support it. Like I choose not to support certain woke games all fucking night. Okay? What? That's how it's supposed to be. And everything, right? I think liking sexualized characters doesn't make somebody a coomer. I know there's another Melanie Mac tweet that said coomers and gooners aren't on the same side or the same team as her. I don't think liking sexualized characters makes you a gooner or a coomer. I think calling out woke agendas doesn't make me a grifter either. Like, why are we attaching... I gotta get comfortable. My butt is starting to fall asleep. Why are we attaching labels to people's opinions to invalidate them? Now, Melanie Mac's comment, I'll say this, her tweet definitely wasn't as condescending, at least the ones that I saw, as Dread Roberts were. And that's not me being a simp or anything like that. That's just me saying, hey, Dread was pretty fucking condescending, right? I think at the end of the day, I'm going to like what I like regardless. And if somebody hates me for that, somebody thinks that I'm not decent because of it, oh fucking well, right? I'm a Christian and I think Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I don't think any of this conversation, like any of this whole thing, any of this fucking whole thing, right? This whole Twitter civil war, I don't think it has anything to do with fucking video games. Like, at the end of the day, like religion, Christianity, my religious faith, and whether I'm a decent human being or not, has nothing to do with fucking video games. Just like the trans agenda shouldn't have anything to do with video games either. And I think, like what I was saying with DEI, I feel it literally appeals to nobody, right? When you think of DEI, like name it. Who does it appeal to? A modern audience? There's no fucking modern audience. DEI literally appeals to nobody. The proof is in the pudding all fucking year with flop after flop after fucking flop, right? There's no modern audience demanding this product. Like these products that are coming out that are just terrible. That's why all these initiatives where they have consulting companies coming in to constantly enforce these ideas are being actively rejected. Actively rejected. Actively. Like none of them have worked. None of them have worked at all, right? Now we got this clip of a female character shaking her ass and somehow it's inciting people to outrage and infight and all this crap. Like I said, let's be real. This is not anything worse than we've seen in GTA, Mortal Kombat, or anything. In fact, I think it's, I would dare say that it's much more tame. Like that clip of the shaking the ass, that's much more tame than a lot of shit I've seen in video games. A lot. So why is there this huge outrage about whether people are decent or whether they have they're not adults and crap? Like that's what I want to know. Where's all this fucking coming from? Suddenly we're all offended by this? Like I don't know. I don't think it just doesn't make sense. But of course, not every single game is going to have this kind of content, guys. Not every single game is going to have girls shaking their ass, girls half naked. They're not going to be like that. And people need to just realize that. Just like not every game is woke. Not every game is this. And honestly, the goal is not to make every game a Coomer game. Right? That's not the goal. At least not from my viewpoint. I don't know if there's some of you guys out there that make anti-woke content that are like, oh, we need to have tits and ass and everything. But if you want to, that's your prerogative. Right? I can see the viewpoint of somebody saying, hey, I'm religious. This isn't my bag. I can see that. But don't be saying people that have a modicum of decency would not support this. Now, when it comes to DI, like I said again, the problem with it, the main problem that I have with it is that it often pushes a one-sided viewpoint. Like a one-sided fucking viewpoint, and it shuts down every fucking thing else. Because that's not in line with the DEI agenda. That's why I call it out. Okay? I don't care if there's people of color or gays or lesbians, all that. If it's natural, if it actually has good writing, if it adds to a good story, if it's not the fucking message and the agenda that they're trying to shove down our fucking throat. I don't get triggered just because there's a female character in a fucking video game. Because there's been plenty of great female characters and black characters in video games throughout the years. There's plenty of them. One of my favorite video game franchises of all time is the Walking Dead Telltale series. The fucking main character was a black man. No spoilers on anything. And then the fucking other main character was a little girl. And in a perfect world, gaming would have space for everybody. But that's the problem, is that the world is not a fucking kumbaya. In a perfect world, there'd be plenty of room for creators to make the content that they want and players to enjoy what they want. But that's not gonna fucking happen. That's not gonna fucking happen. Especially when you have two different sides of the extreme equation fucking trying to control the whole demographic. And honestly, I'm not a fan of weaponizing content either, and I feel that there was a lot of weaponizing. You're weaponizing entertainment. Whether you're pro woke or pro religious. Did I cut off? Am I here? Check, check, check. My fucking computer just said that I had no data being sent. Brutes, that game was made like a decade ago. There was no DEI efforts. At least like initiatives that were like big with huge openly consulting companies and stuff. I think I fucking shut off for a brief minute. I think everybody should just have the freedom to create, play, and enjoy what they want without forcing one side of the equation. But evidently that's not happening because I wouldn't be sitting here grifting. So that's my take. Hopefully it doesn't fucking ruffle any feathers. I know there's a lot of divisiveness and crap like that going on right now. People getting angry at each other. People unfollowing each other because of stuff. I don't hate anybody for having opposing ideas. I hate people that have bad faith in stuff that they do. I hate people that are bad actors in stuff that they do. I hate people that try to dictate to others. The huge majority of people that are woke, that are activists, they push all that. They push the divisiveness. And I feel in this situation, Dread Roberts and Alyssa Voldemort Mercante were pretty much the same person in it. And if that gets him mad at me, I guess. It's just my opinion, though, at the end of the day. So, yeah. Thoughts? Thoughts? Whacktivist? Who said whacktivist? That's funny, actually. I'm hidden fact. I mean, it's just my opinion, and I know not everybody's gonna agree with it. That's humanly perfectly fine. And again, I don't think it's like a religious versus woke argument. I could see where Smash had the points in that. I don't think it's that extreme yet. Could it lead to that eventually? Sure. I think Dread Roberts definitely was a little bit much. Melanie's comments didn't bug me that much, but Dread Roberts definitely was condescending, in my opinion. The consumer already started to speak for itself with games. Yeah. I mean, they definitely are. I don't have anything to call in right now. So yeah, guys. God damn, it's already 1:30 in the evening. Shit. Time goes by when you're bitching about woke shit, doesn't it? I do appreciate everybody that has sent in a super chat tonight, by the way. Shout outs to everybody. And shout outs to everybody that's made became a channel member. If you guys aren't a channel member yet, I am planning on adding more. What's up, P Drake? What's up, Portal Player? I am planning on adding more emojis here. I've been doing gaming nights too. I've had a lot of gaming streams that are channel member streams lately. The other day we played Microsoft Flight Simulator on live stream. But yeah, I had maybe 5 game nights that are members only. We'll be doing those more. I'll probably start to do a call-in show. You got tired of all the conservative influencers and time points? I mean, you're probably in the wrong place. I lean heavily right here. But yeah, well, I hadn't streamed much in the last week because I had PC problems, and now I have this new setup. I do have to figure out the desktop sound on this new setup, and I'm glad it seems like it worked. I think this computer works a lot better than the last one. I haven't been streaming at all. I did a few members only streams, and that's it. So make sure you guys definitely become a channel member if you haven't. I'd appreciate that. That's a wonderful way to support the show. I'd like to have at least 100 channel members. I'm at 45 right now. So take that into consideration soon if you can. I do plan on streaming a little bit more often. The setup was definitely a hindrance the last month or so, but now I think we fixed that. Plus, I've been super busy, but I had some time. I think I'm going to try to do 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at least. Don't hold me to a schedule, though. If I definitely have something to talk about, we will go live. That's also the other thing. I didn't have much to talk about. And plus, the last time I fucking streamed, I got it, YouTube took down my video because Mercante and Review Tech USA were flagging my shit. 93.6k subs. Yes, sir. It should be more, but I've lost 50. I should have already been at 93.7 or 8, but I've been losing and gaining the same amount every day. So I'll lose 40, gain 50, lose 50, gain 40. I yo-yo a lot. So if you guys are brand new and you haven't subscribed yet, if you came from the Smash raid, hit that subscription button. Hit the subscription button. You want to play Marvel Rivals with me? I've only played Marvel Rivals once, and I don't know how I feel about it. It was fun, but I'm not a big fan of Overwatch and stuff like that. Any updates on those vids? YouTube denied my appeal, but my network is still talking to them to see if I could at least get the second video put back up. But the channel's not in danger. Clearly, I was able to still stream, and I was also able to upload. So I didn't get any harsh punishments other than the videos getting taken down. But I know for a fact that some of Review Tech USA's community was openly trying to take down my channel. There's actual tweets of them tagging and messaging YouTube, and Rich was in support of it. He was actually quote tweeting Mercante and laughing about it. So we know how he really is as a human being. Because I've never asked for you guys to report Rich. I've never asked for takedowns. I've never asked for his channel be deplatformed. But now we know how he is as a human being. So keep that in mind. I have not played Indie yet. I'm waiting till it comes out completely on is it out on Game Pass yet? Because I haven't had time to play. I've been out of town. That's also why I haven't streamed. So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. What I'm going to do is my new favorite pastime, guys. And I recommend this. You guys want a pro tip? when it's bedtime, go make yourself a nice bowl of hot oatmeal, especially in the winter. Hot oatmeal with brown sugar and cinnamon. Eat that sumbitch and then go to bed. Sleep like a fucking baby. So that's my pro tip. I might stream tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll be after 9 o'clock, probably 10 p.m. Central. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys become a channel member if you haven't. Thank you, Anime. And I'll see you guys in the Discord. I'll be in Discord, whether it's Smash's Discord or my Discord. Hang on a second. Command Discord will give you a link. Command Discord. Did I do it right? There it goes. Botrix just posted it. If you guys want to come over and hang out in the Discord, we got a Discord in there. We're trying to build it back up. We talk a lot of shit in there in the Spurg locale section. So if you guys want to come in,